Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Legendary Leaders. I am your host, Katrina Jameson. I'm the founder of Legend Leaders, where we arm female business leaders with the strategies they need to live life on their terms, a legendary life. I am tying up this series focused in on legend leaders. What in the heck do we do? Who do we serve? How do we do what we do? And I've been challenging you along the way to do the same thing that I'm doing right now. I've been challenging you to further define and clarify who you serve in your business. Be very specific. Be able to clearly identify who that individual or individuals are, okay? And then be able to define at a high level, a summary level, if you will, the key things that you stand for, that you teach, that you provide in your business. The more you talk about it, the more you teach it, the more you explain it, the better you will be at doing that, and the better your ideal client will be at understanding that, and then therefore feeling as though, oh, hold on, wait a second, I am an ideal client. They're not going to say that in their heads, right? But they're going to say, oh, I need that. I need that product. I need that service. Hey, she's talking to me. This is great. And that's where you want to be. And that's an ever-evolving conversation that you're having with your current clients and your potential clients. It doesn't stop. We just have to continue to get better. So, I'm using the example while teaching you about Legend to help you get better and challenge you to get better at communicating those pieces. Who's your customer and what are the buckets or overarching components that you provide in your business such that you can teach that to your client. Now, this is the last week of the series. I've walked you through the first two pillars. This is the very last one that I'm going to focus on. This is our people leadership pillar. And this one is critically important. If you're an executive corporate leader, you're probably leading people. Probably at this level. Can't think of too many positions where you would not be leading individuals, right? There may be a very small handful of positions, but overarchingly, you probably are not only a business leader, meaning you're responsible for the business portion of your job, you're responsible for the people portion. You have people who look to you for guidance and direction, and you're writing evals in the corporate world. In the business world, if you're scaling, you're probably going to have a couple of employees. And again, you have to know how to lead them. And this is one of my favorite things because, again, we don't get to where we are without being able to effectively build relationships, effectively communicate, and effectively serve the people around us. Now, what we teach here at Legend Leaders is, again, how to take off the operator hat and put on the owner hat. To be able to do that, you have to have people working for you and with you in your organization to help move the business forward. If you're a business owner and you'd really love to take Fridays off, you don't really want to close down your business on Fridays. People need you on Fridays, most likely. So how do you navigate that? What does that look like? You probably are going to hire an employee. So how do you do that? And how do you know what the job functions are going to be? How do you write that job description? What should their pay be? How do you teach and train them? How do you create a culture of raving fans, right? You need to create a raving fan culture, and that's what we teach here. That's something that Tony Robbins teaches, and that's what we teach here as well, around creating a raving fan culture, because your job, once you have employees, this is critically important. Not a lot of people realize this, and this is what we teach. Whether you're in corporate or you're a business owner, you are entrusted with, I was going to say empowered, right? But you're entrusted with and you're responsible for serving your customer. Now, your customer at that point isn't the person that's paying for the service or the good. Your customer is the employee that reports to you. Your job is to better serve them. If you can take care of them, they will inherently and overarchingly, without a doubt, serve the paying customer. And that's where you want to be. Many times, business owners especially, startups and scaling companies forget that. Or they haven't been in an environment in a couple of years where that was critical. Or, unfortunately, they worked in a corporate environment that didn't embody that attitude. And so they don't know how to care for employees. And so caring for employees are things that we teach, like building trust, building and creating a brand new team, building rapport, how to effectively communicate and understand the needs of your employees so that you can meet those needs and they're happy. They love coming to work. There's nowhere else they would rather be. Money's not an issue. Yes, they want to be paid fairly, but they're not just looking for the dollar. They're looking for all the other things that your team or your company gives them. And that is what people leadership is all about. And yeah, there are nuances. There's conversations that you learn to have. And there's ways to express emotion and support and build that connection. And we will teach you all of those things. Because a lot of times as an executive, we worry about losing authority. As a business owner, we worry about losing authority. And I'm here to tell you a little secret. You can't lose your authority. The only way that you lose authority is if you give it away. So take that out of your mind and focus on serving those people that are on your team, that you've hired, that you've brought in, that should be better at that job than you, because that's what's going to make the company even more successful. And that is why that is our third pillar. Because if we can help you, again, teach those people around you to be better than you, to celebrate them, to arm them, to teach and train them, to really make them your legacy, if you will, because you've taught them how to use their gifts, I mean, you're unstoppable at that point. There's no way that you can't live a legendary life. Because now instead of being the only person that can answer that question, or the only person that can be in that meeting, you've trained a team. You've created a group of people who can go and help and solve. And that's where you want to be. So again, at Legend, just to recap really quickly, we teach you personal leadership, business leadership, and people leadership. Everything that we do falls within those pillars because we firmly believe, and matter of fact, we know by teaching clients over the years that if we can arm you with all three of those pieces and you navigate that through the lens of life on your terms, a legendary life, and achieving that endpoint, you're going to be unbelievably happy and successful. And everyone around you is going to be like, man, wow, look at her. I don't know what she's doing, but she's got it all together. This is amazing. I love her. She's fantastic. I want to work for her. I want to buy her products. I want to follow her. I'm just inherently drawn to her leadership because of who she is and how she serves and delivers her purpose in this world. And that's what we help you achieve. So, if you'd like help with any of that, again, please feel free to schedule a discovery call. We would love to work with you here at Legend Leaders. If you're figuring out how to take this information and apply it in your business, again, what are your pillars and how do you effectively communicate it and why do they matter to you? Why does that matter? And be ready to communicate that to your current and potential clients. As always, go and be legendary.